the United States military began major combat operations in Iran. Our objective is to defend the American people by eliminating imminent threats from the Iranian regime.
Well, it's official. The president of No New Wars has just started a new war. That was from ABC News. Go back and watch the full video. He goes on to say that the reason we're doing this is because of years and years of attacks on American citizens from Iran. He's going all the way back to the 80s, for God's sakes. So MAGA, if you're between the ages of 18 and 35, you need to go down to your local recruiting office and sign up. And take your kids. Because nobody's safe now. You did this. You voted this man into office. And you are responsible for this next.
The United States is officially at war with Iran. Earlier this morning, the ethno-state Israel struck Iran and the Americans helped them, and now they're engaged in full-on back and forth shooting of missiles at each other. So far, various Iranian infrastructure has already been hit, including a children's elementary school in Minab that has taken the lives of 40 people, most of them children. There are two reasons that this new war is happening, right? The fake reason is to free the Iranian people. Don't get me wrong, the government of Iran does oppress its people, but Donald Trump generally doesn't care about authoritarianism across the world. And you got the real reason, which is Iran scares America's ally, Israel. And despite the fact that they committed war crimes in Gaza, no U.S. politician is really willing to fight back against them. Donald Trump and the politicians at home here are seeing this as an opportunity to steal oil from the nation of Iran. That's already what we've done in Venezuela. The only way for the Americans and the Israelis to achieve that is something called a regime change. Basically, they're going to just put pressure on the country until their own people overthrows the government, so they have someone who's easier to negotiate with. Donald Trump has already said that there's a huge chance that Americans will pass away from this new war, but he said that it happens in war and that it's okay. And yeah, that's pretty much where we're at. It's probably too late. I've been posting about this for a couple of months now, but I'll say it one last time. If you're in Donald Trump's military, you should do everything in your power to leave as quickly as possible. Donald Trump has literally already said that he doesn't really care if you live, right? Or at the very least, he would view it as acceptable, right, to pursue America's interests in the Middle East. Donald Trump ran on No New Wars, right, about draining the swamp, and pretty much everything the opposite has happened. The people of Iran deserve to be free. I doubt this is going to be how it happens.
Everyone wake up right now, because we are at war with Iran. It's always happening during the night. It's always happening when we're sleeping. I can't even stretch yet, and I'm sitting here trying to talk to y'all because I literally get up and this is what I have to hear. This is what you missed when you were sleeping, because the United States and Israel together, a joint mission together, carried out strikes against Iran, and we are actively at war with Iran. That's what Donald Trump is saying, and he's saying that the U.S. lives might be lost, but that's what happens during war. What? You were the president that said we would not be going to war. You were the person that said that there would not be any regime changes. Everything that you were saying never ends up happening. And I know everyone has speculated for a long time that this was going to happen. I get it. But at the same time, how many more things can Americans really deal with right now? And why were you ever expecting to get a Nobel Peace Prize for ending 8 wars? But here you are now starting one. There's no way that you can actually sit here and say that you are the man of peace. You are the man of peace. You demanded a Nobel Peace Prize, and you're starting a war with Iran. How?
War with Iran. $38 trillion in debt. You're going to war with Iran. That's logical. Human beings have the right to self-determination, but we got to go murder these people to save them from building the same bomb that their attackers have. That's consistent. America first, but we're going to use American dollars to send American children to go die for Israel. We understand the words America first differently. You're going to go approach your elders and you're going to rightfully tell them this war is dumb as fuck. And they're going to give you, well, man on TV said that I don't have to care. In fact, not only should I not care, I should support it. And I need you in this moment to reject the apathy that has defined the previous American generations culturally, socially. They built an identity, a political identity around the indifference to the suffering of others. And I need this to be the moment that you look back and you're like, this was when I stopped following people who were not fit to lead.
Did Iran attack the United States of America? Is Iran the reason that no one can afford a house? Is Iran the reason that there's fentanyl everywhere? Is Iran the reason that we've got political corruption? Is Iran the reason that we have 12 people that own everything in this country? Is Iran the reason that we have the epidemic of poison food that's killing people and children? And when your insurance won't cover a knee operation and you have to go bankrupt to replace your hip, is your main concern that Iran be decapitated? This is the craziest I've ever heard in my life.
Our soldiers are gonna be in Israel, are in Israel right now as we speak, in order to defend the Israelis. Do the Israelis pay for our military? Are they the ones who are shelling out $1 trillion a year for our military? No, they're not. We pay for our military. Why are our soldiers based in Israel? Why do we have F-22 Raptors in Israel in order to protect Israel? Because that's why we spend all that money on our military, so we can protect a foreign country that doesn't contribute anything to our country or to our military.
They are messing with something that is super dangerous here. The rage this country is going to feel when we lose any significant number of troops in this war is not going to be anything like you've ever seen before.
Well, those of you waking up in North America, we are at war officially with Iran, and we have instigated several attacks in Tehran, which is the capital, and in other places, with the hope of rooting out the leader so that there can be a leadership change. I don't know when in American history this has ever worked out well, and I'm pretty good at American history. It's never worked out well. And then if you want to point to the 12 days in last summer when we went in and we did some stuff and then we just declared that everything was over, I am 100% certain that there did not forget about that, and they prepared for when it would happen again, which is now. And if I know that we don't have enough ammunition to sustain any type of prolonged event, I am certain the people that we are trying to regime change know that as well. We also don't have any troops on the ground, which is a good thing. I mean, it's a really good thing because this is a no-win situation. We are being used by another nation to go in and pour money that we don't have and pour blood into land that we will never own and we will never run and we will never control. During the holy month that the people of the land are in the middle of, and we believe with our ethnocentrism that this is going to make a better difference in the world. It will not. Even if there was a goal achieved of being able to change the leadership of said country, we don't have anybody on the ground to sustain the momentum. They have decentralized their military, which means that there is not one large head in control. They have decentralized it. They have localized their military. So when that happens, there's no central command to get rid of, to trickle down to the rank and file. In other words, it's like a school without a principal. The teachers can still teach. The kids will still be there. There just won't be a leader to blame things on or to control things from a higher level. The classroom becomes a world of its own, and the people within it, the inhabitants, that make decisions based on that space. There's a reason schools have principals. And there's a reason that militaries are centralized. When they're not, when they have passed that power to local control, it means that they're not going to stop. This is not going to end. And when the president of the United States is saying expect casualties, expect American blood to be shed and lives to end, we can assume that's already happened and we just don't know it yet. B, this is not the 12 days of last summer. This is going to be a lifetime. And those of you that did not wake up and watch the news as a child in the 80s to grainy browns and greens and drab colors of the continuous war between Iran and Iraq, it should chill you that Iraq, which is culturally very different, religiously very different, is willing to back them up. And the Houthis and Hezbollah, they can close the Straits of Hormuz. And we don't have permission to fly in the airspace that we need to be in to actually gain control. We are limited to Israel, where they evacuated all personnel and peoples that needed to get back to their home countries. And all that is left is the regular person, the fodder of war, as it always has been. But what Americans must remember is that in this day, 2026, February 28th, 2026, borders do not contain wars. And we have a lot of things going on right now. And we are not a country that is prepared to lock in, load up, and survive the long haul. Shoes on. We are in times of uncertainty. It is best that everybody is prepared for anything. Because if you're not, there's not going to be a government to come in and help you. We us have to help ourselves and help each other. Take care.
The United States military is undertaking a massive and ongoing operation to prevent this very wicked, radical dictatorship from threatening America and our core national security interests. The lives of courageous American heroes may be lost, and we may have casualties. That often happens in war. But we're doing this not for now. We're doing this for the future. To the members of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard, the armed forces, and all of the police, I say tonight that you must lay down your weapons and have complete immunity, or, in the alternative, face certain death. Finally, to the great, proud people of Iran, I say tonight that the hour of your freedom is at hand. Stay sheltered. Don't leave your home. It's very dangerous outside. Bombs will be dropping everywhere. When we are finished, take over your government. It will be yours to take. This will be probably your only chance for generations. For many years, you have asked for America's help, but you never got it. No president was willing to do what I am willing to do tonight. Now you have a president who is giving you what you want. So let's see how you respond.
Well, the situation on the ground is quite, I cannot say normal, but the life is going on. Everything is under control. I think Americans and Israelis failed to, access to hit their targets. And now everything is under control. And we, almost in less than 2 hours, we were able to start retaliation by by attacking, American bases and some targets in Israel by our missiles. almost all officials are safe and sound and alive. We may have lost 1 or 2 commanders, but that is not a big problem. We are actually managing it. We are handling the situation. And I was in contact with, my colleagues in the Persian Gulf, and I explained for them that, we have no intention to attack them, but we are actually attacking the American bases in the act of self-defense. We cannot just sit and watch they are attacking us and we don't, respond simply because their bases are in a friendly neighbor country. So I explained for them, and I hope that they understand this situation.
To every American citizen that is currently in Iran now, you must leave immediately. As Secretary of State Marco Rubio has just designated Iran over wrongful detentions and is urging right now Americans to leave the country immediately. To the children of Iran, it looks like that we are coming in. It looks like to me finally that help is on the way. Marco Rubio's quoted by saying that when the Iranian regime seized power 47 years ago, that the Ayatollah Khomeini consolidated his control of power by endorsing the hostage taking of US embassy staff. He goes on to say for decades, Iran has continued to cruelly detain innocent Americans as well as citizens of other nations to use as political leverage against other states. That now, this must come to an end immediately. I can tell you that we are almost there. To the citizens of the United States of America, there have been very, very bad people under the Joe Biden and the Kamala Harris administration that have been let into our country. You must be smart, you must be safe, and you must be aware of your surroundings. And I will tell every single one of you to keep you and your families away and your children away from large gatherings. As I do believe once this war breaks open, that there will be calls and directions given to people that are already here in this country to possibly attack and do some very, very bad things. The Midnight said it from the beginning, the second we started covering the story over a month and a half ago, that we will settle for nothing less for regime change and a free Iran. In 47 years, way too many innocent people have lost their lives under this regime. It's been way too long, and this Ayatollah should not have had the luxury of ruling his iron fist over these beautiful people. So I will tell you, Godspeed, Mr. President. This is not someone normal that we're dealing with. This is a monster. This is a man who takes pleasure in watching children suffer and lose their lives every single day. He thinks he's going to heaven. But by the time the United States of America is done with this piece of shit, we are going to send him straight back to hell.
This Iran nuclear crisis